I know I said that we're going to start with the nymphs, but I think I've changed my mind. You see, there's two ways that we can go about this story, right? There's the order in which things actually happen, and there's the order in which our hero perceives them and learns about it. So I think if we're gonna want to follow Jacob's story and not the whole story of the world, figure things out as he figures it out. I might have already told you guys too much, but that's fine. We'll see how it goes. So, Jacob Storm. He's a human living on Earth. He's a senior in high school. And he's a pretty cool dude. So he's honestly he's got it all. He's funny. He's smart, but he's like the worst type of smart. He's like the type of smart where he walks and he's like, "Oh, we had a test today." I didn't even know. He didn't actually know. He completely forgot. He didn't study, and he still somehow like got the best in the class. He's smart without even trying. But nobody was like mad at him for it because he was like funny and honestly just like a pretty charismatic guy. He's good stuff. If you ask like his classmates about him, he wasn't like one of the cool kids. Nobody like disliked him. He was like, oh yeah, Jacob's pretty smart. He's pretty cool. He makes me laugh. And he asked the teachers about it. He's like, yeah, Jacob's a good kid. Wish he weren't so lazy, but he's got potential. I think he's gonna get there. Uh, Jacob's best friend's name is Cameron. Cameron's also pretty cool. Not as smart as Jacob, I'll have you know, but he was funny. He always like tagged around with Jacob. Kind of goofy sidekick Ron like character. So Cameron and Jacob hung up all the time. You rarely saw them apart, and they light up their company. Good guys. Some other people at Jacob's school we need to mention. We've got Claire. Now, Jacob hasn't always been like the best with girls, but he's close. He's close with Claire, dude. Things are about to get serious. He really likes Claire. He really thinks Claire likes him. Cameron's hyping it up. Claire is in like drama, but she's not like a drama kid. So she's got that like outgoing personality, but she's not like a weirdo about it. So Jacob's into Claire, thinks Claire's into him. Let's see, we've also got Addison. Now, Addison isn't like really friends with anybody, actually. She kind of just minds her own business. She's got like long black hair and a very serious gaze. People don't like. I mean, now people dislike her. She's kind of mean. She's like standoffish and doesn't doesn't have many friends, mainly because she just pushes them all away. She does her work in class and then she goes to sleep or listens to music or something. She's got these like gaudy headphones for some reason that she wears all the time, assumingly listen to something. We can't hear the music, but so Addison's just kind of always there in the background, quiet, stern, not saying anything, not showing any emotion, really. And there's Marcus. Marcus is a big guy. He sucks, dude. He's mean. He uh he just kind of bullies people, but not like in a cool way. Like he's not like the big bad bully. Like, oh, here comes Marcus. He's just like mean to people, and people are like, dude, Marcus, be normal, act like a regular person. But it doesn't stop Marcus. He's big, he's strong. What has he got to lose? He's just mean to people. So Marcus also doesn't really have any friends, but doesn't really seem to phase him. That's why he's always so mean to everybody, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, we got those five: Marcus, Addison, Jacob, Cameron, and Claire. Those are our humans at human school. Jacob tells Cameron that he's got a plan. Today's the day. He's got it all figured out how he's gonna ask out Claire, and it's gonna be good. And Cameron's hyping him up. Cameron finds a way to get Isaac out of class just for like a couple minutes so he can meet Claire in the hall, and they meet up, and it seems like it's gonna be perfect, but then the fire alarm goes off. Like you can't hear anything when the fire alarm's going off. So there goes Jacob's plan for like a stupid fire drill. But turns out it's not a drill. The school is on fire. So Jacob and Claire, they gotta get out of there. They run. It's crazy. There's like fire in front of them. See, here's the thing. Jacob's plan was to take Claire to like the roof, and now Jacob and Claire are on the roof of a burning building and have to like navigate through all that. Cameron's looking for Jacob and Claire, and they meet up and they all get out of the building together. And somehow I'm not sure, Addison and Marcus are there too. That I'm sure Marcus was like bullying Addison, and Addison wasn't having it, and they were standing off, and they run into Cameron and Jacob and Claire, and then they all run out. They all get out of the building, and that is where they see the most horrifying monster they've ever seen in their life. This beast, it kind of looks kind of like a dinosaur or something. It's huge, like 15 feet tall, giant, oversized head. Doesn't look like it fits on the body at all. With like bloodshot, crazy eyes, like the size of bowling balls, lodged in the side. And its mouth has like these long, like needle-like teeth. It looks like 1,000 of them, honestly, just poking out everywhere. When the monster closes its mouth, it's got the teeth sticking out of each end. It's got huge horns, spikes down its back. And instead of arms, it's got these huge, like, feathery wings, but the feathers are all ragged, like bloody, and like falling off. And it doesn't look like this thing can fly with those wings. The tips of the wings, you have like clawed hands, so like maybe you could like crawl on walls or something and like glide down. Same thing on its feet, no wings, but like big claws. It's got a long tail with like kind of like an ankylosaurus like sludge thing on it. It's nasty. It also doesn't belong on Earth. Jacob has no idea what he's looking at. And the worst thing happens. The absolute worst thing happens. This monster, there probably should be more build up to this or something, but it eats Cameron. It eats Cameron right in front of Jacob. And it slams Claire with its tail. And Claire goes like flying. And now Jacob's standing there with Addison and Marcus, and he's next. But and everything goes black. I'm not really sure. Maybe I should think about that more. Everything goes black. Cameron and Claire are dead, and Jacob loses consciousness. That sucks. But Jacob wakes up and looks around him, and he's alone in some sort of prison cell. He, classic, he calls for help. He's looking around, but it does seem like help's coming. But, actually, imagine that help actually does come. He calls for help and help comes. And it's a giant cat, man. Huge. What's with all these giant creatures? But this one, like, is kind of cool looking. He's a ripped, like panther-looking cat guy, and on their back is like another cat, like a cat girl but small this time with like tiger stripes. And the big cat is like holding a giant like sword. That's cool as hell, right? And they break him out. But they also break out Addison and Marcus, who happen to be in the cells nearby. And the cat girl is like, listen, we got no time to explain. We have got to get you out of here. Xander is gonna do bad stuff. And Jacob's like, sure, dude, whatever. Like I've lost my mind. Obviously, am I dreaming? Who knows? Addison's like pretty like pissed off, but she's not showing it. She just kind of follows along, and Marcus is like a classic Marcus making fun of everyone. Like, who are you gonna be saved by this pussy? Get it, cat? Marcus isn't that funny. Yeah, the five of them now, the two cats and Marcus, Addison, and Jacob run out of the prison. And on the way, the big cat guy kills a big rhino guy. Like a guy walking around, but he looks like a rhino. Jacob just laughs like this couldn't get more ridiculous. But they finally get out, and they come out of this like cave and come face to face with this big like open courtyard with what looks like a portal of sorts. And they all run to the portal. Jacob looks back and he sees that he's come out of this giant mountain. And on the side of the mountain is a giant castle, like built into the mountain. And on a like banister, patio or something, balcony is the word, looking down at Jacob is three people. We've got a very tall owl woman. We've got a very small child dressed in all black, huge colorful eyes. And we've got what looks like a normal person, dressed in all white and wearing a crown. I mean, it has been like the worst day. Jacob hasn't like quite processed the fact that his best friend has been eaten by a monster. But that's what he sees. And then the cats throw him through the portal along with Addison and Marcus. And they destroy the portal behind them somehow, so they can't be followed. And they go through this crazy, like, crystal place. They go through a short little journey through. I think it was like I remember there was giant like butterflies or like huge moths flying around, and they're like walking on these like really thin purple crystals, and they're like trying not to fall down to who knows what. And Marcus is like, he's mad. He's like, the big cat is not saying anything at all, right? And the little cat is like, listen, we just got to get you to Xerxes, and he can explain everything. But until then, you just have to understand, like, I shouldn't be the one to tell you this. We need to get out of here. We need to get out of here. I'm certain Xander, different from Xerxes, is going to be sending people after us. We just need to keep going. And so the five of them eventually make it. They go through actually a couple portals, go through these wild landscapes, and they find themselves in this presence of a motley crew. Got like, I don't know, like 6 or 7 crazy animal people, owls, lizards, some like dwarf looking guy, crazy people. And then there's another rhino. And the rhino looks ecstatic to see these three. He looks down and he looks at the cats and he's like, thank you. The mission was a success. We found Jacob Storm. The sun of the god Storm, who is going to save our world. So there we have it. We have the perfect beginning for our perfect hero. Actually, I can't believe I forgot this. Very important final tidbit. Jacob's adopted, right? His parents are very rich. Didn't want to have kids, so they adopted just Jacob. So Jacob doesn't know who his family is, who his real parents are. And Jacob's always felt like a little bit guilty because his parents are like very rich. And does he really deserve being thrust into all this money? Who knows? But it doesn't matter anymore because he's now in this crazy world with talking rhinos and talking cats. So that's how it is. We have our hero, born under strange circumstances, suddenly thrust into another world, this old world destroyed behind him. What's gonna happen? Who knows? We'll find out next time.